Hello, and welcome to this collective and timeless reading. This is E Star Tarot, and today I'm going to be doing a collective reading for the 999 portal. We're going to see what messages the date today has to give us 999 and September 9th, with 2025 adding up to 9. So, yeah, it's a special day, a special number. About births, completion, near completion, right? Almost to the 10, which is the completion of a cycle. So something big might happen for you. I don't know. We're going to be using, to start, the Yule deck from the Seasons of the Witch series. So, got a motorcycle going. So maybe you're gearing up for something. But yeah, so the Yule deck was something that called to me, other than the Ostera deck. None of the Seasons of the Witch really spoke to me other than Ostera, but also the Yule deck. That was one. And my spirit guides were very insistent on getting this deck. So I just went with it. I just had some trust and went for it. And I don't regret it. It's really beautiful. I love this green color. I love some of the messages in the cards. I think it really speaks to me personally, so I'm pretty happy about it. And I got these nice little flower candles as well. These really suit, I think. So I hope you like them as well. Yeah, let's get into it. So I only call messages of divine light and wisdom for the greatest and highest good of collective. I only call in answers from my spirit guides, guardian angels, and ancestors. What does the collective need to hear as a message from this 999 portal? Let's see. Oh, there it is. Gathering. Okay. It's so funny because I started this and then I had to stop it for a sec, and then I was like, oh, I'll just start over. And what I had started with was originally this. I pulled this card. And it came back out again. So, it really is the card for this reading. There's no question. Yeah, so this card, it's a lot about making sure that you are in celebration in your life, I think, when sometimes we can get really bogged down with everything that we have going on. And sometimes the downside of that is that we forget to celebrate. We forget to gather with friends and have fun. And that's really important. We need to reset ourselves a little bit from all our daily goings on. So, I think that's really important that you remember to stick with that. Maybe you've been avoiding people and friendships, or and not in a negative way, but maybe you've just been too busy. Maybe you just straight up been too busy. So, got some air in my throat. Maybe I just haven't been talking to people as much. So I think it's calling you to spend time with your community. Yeah, gather with your community because you need their influence in your life as well. And it could be really helpful for you. I think this is something that you really need. Yeah. There's a message in here about 2 is better than 1, in the sense that, a lot can come together when we have the ability to gather in large groups. And a lot in the past with ancestors, and our ancestors would gather to celebrate special occasions like marriages, births, things like that. So maybe there's something about that. You need to embrace that in your life a bit more. Maybe try doing something like that. Sorry, I just had to take some noise out of there. Okay, so yeah, gatherings. Let's get some tarot cards to elaborate on that. I want to see what else. Yeah, I think there's something special about gatherings. I think maybe you're coming out of a time of isolation. Maybe that was a good kind of isolation. Maybe you needed to go inward, but now you got to bring your wisdom that you've gained from that isolation into the community at large. So, or maybe you're finding a new community as well, and maybe to do that you've got to gather with them, right? Find your community. so I already got a few cards here as well. Just get some tarot cards to elaborate on what's going on this message here. And that one. Okay. That's it? Yeah. Okay. So we'll see what we've got for some tarot cards here. Ace of Cups. Yes, I think you've been spending some time filling up your cup. Because maybe you've just been, you were worn down a bit and you needed some rejuvenation. Look at this rabbit. He's right in the cup and it's spilling over. And then the doves are coming and bringing him flowers. So it's sort of like your guardian angels. I think of doves as like guardian angels. So I think you possibly are just, you've been rebirthed a bit. You've been through it in a good way, like to rebirth yourself. Yeah. Oh my gosh. 2 of Wands. Yeah. You've just been changing who you are a bit. Reevaluating who you are in the world. And you've changed who you are. And right now you've got to find a new community. But you got to get out there to do that, right? Let's see what else we got here. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, so I get the sense that the point of the gathering is because the people that are going to be entering your life right now are going to help you with this change, because you're in the midst of change, but it's also, you know, I'm seeing with Wands and Cups here, you completely changed who you are, so you need to, let me just listen for a sec, you need to go on a new adventure. A new adventure is calling you. And your community is going to be part of that. Like minds are coming together. And it's not just about like, it's going to affect every aspect of your life, because you've got Wands, Cups, and Pentacles. Your creative life, your spiritual life, well, yeah, your emotional life, but like your heart has been reawakened, and that has affected everything. You're going on a new path, like even a new career. And maybe that's going to come through people. Oh my gosh, yeah, because you went through it with the Hangman. You went through a period of spiritual evaluation for yourself. Reevaluation, sorry. And it's been rough, but you've gained so much knowledge from that. You've done so much spiritual work in a short amount of time. It's kind of incredible. You've become a new person, almost, in a good way. And you've cleansed out so much negative energy from bad relationships and toxic people that were dragging you down, that now, like, everything that was held back because of that is just coming in full steam ahead. Page of Cups, yeah. You're looking into your cup. Look, he's seeing a fish in his cup. It's because, you know, you took the time to see what was inside you, what was inside your heart. And you listened to it. You listened to your heart. And you said, I don't want this anymore. These people stink. And you want a new life. And you deserve that. You deserve a new life. You deserve to have some fun. Yeah, have some fun. And these people are going to help you with that, actually. Because meeting new people can really make us feel like, wow, I didn't know I had that side of myself, but this other person brought it out in me. And maybe you've been really sullen, really grumpy for a long time, and you just kind of took that on as your identity. But actually, it wasn't really who you are, and now you're going through this, like, reset almost. You're going through a reset, a spiritual reset. And it was tough, but you did the hard work, and you should be proud. You should be very, very proud that you went through all that tough shit. Sorry to swear, but like, you know, it was rough, and you're gonna reap the rewards of that really in a major nature way, in the best way possible, which is not necessarily all, about like, you get this and that, but materially, but I think also you're getting that as well. It's also like the immaterial things you're getting, like a sense of community, a sense of love, a sense of supports, a support system that isn't based on people that kind of like held you in these chains. Ooh, Luna Lapin. That's the name of the deck. But it's a special card, I feel like, when sometimes I feel unsure about its meaning, but I get the sense that, it's almost like the world card, or like a combination of like the moon and the world. And I find it's a really, really positive card for showing your inner self, because there's another card in this deck, and I think it's called Moonlight. And the rabbit, it's almost the same, but the rabbit is looking at the moon. And I've been seeing that card in the past several months quite a few times. So it's sort of like, you returned inward, and now look, you're facing outward, and you're showing who you are. You're stepping into the light. And look, there's a moon here too. So you came out in the moonlight, and look, you met people. Maybe you're going to meet a night crowd. I don't know if that's what that means. But I think it's really, really positive, actually. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot with the sun and the moon here, because look, there's a sun here in the Hangman. Maybe outwardly people have seen you as going through it. Maybe people have been thinking that you are going through a rough time, and thinking, oh, poor them, but actually this was the best thing for you. It doesn't seem like it, because this poor rabbit is just strung up, but ooh, that was a funny beep. But actually you're coming out into the night. It's funny because you would think you would be stepping out into the daylight, because you'd think of the daylight as more positive, but it seems to me like you're coming out in the moonlight. Maybe this is something you got to do secretly. Maybe I'm getting that sense, like you gotta be strategic about how you step out, but because maybe there's some people clinging on to you that maybe want to keep you strung up, but actually that's not going to happen, because you've done so much work that you're powerful. You're a powerful person now. Nothing can stop you. Nothing at all. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Yeah. I keep looking at my seed sickle deck, so I think that's what's next. Yeah, let's see what else we need to elaborate on this. Sometimes I do the cards ahead of time just to save some time, but today I guess is a shuffle day on camera. Feeling these two cards on top. Is that it? Okay. Always asking, and they're like, yep. Let's see here. Oh, Verbana. Oh my gosh. Yeah, remember I was talking about something wants to wrap you up and or string you up? I think this is it an eel or is it a snake? I think it's an eel. I don't know if that has significance to you, but this eel's trying to wrap around this bird and catch it in the trees, but the bird's like, I see you. I see what you're up to. Yeah, that's just right off the bat what I feel from that. That's really interesting. And it came out reversed too. So let's I'm gonna look at the interpretations of that, both ends, because I do think reversals matter a bit in this deck, because there's a dark and a light side to them. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the dusk version. Yeah. Let's see here. Verbana. It's a really cool, I like this one with the bird in it. It's really cool. There's two ones with birds. That's I like this white bird. I feel like this is definitely you. And the whiteness is important. Like, you're very pure. You're a really unique and special person too. Like, a white bird is very striking and eye-catching, and maybe that's actually made you a little vulnerable to attack. But actually, and this is like an attachment, like a toxic person that's tried to keep you down, tried to pull you back, because maybe they felt you rise up, like trying to take flight. but you're being protected. And look, these branches look a lot like stag horns, like the horns of a deer. And that I see as protective. I see a stag as a protective being. So yeah, something going on here. Verbena is an historic plant of reconciliation and is carried by Roman and Persian ambassadors during peace talks. Not only did it represent compromise, but also defiance of one's enemies. Yep. Just because you're patching over a rocky situation doesn't mean that you have to give up your agency in order to achieve an agreement. Stand your ground and make sure that you're heard too. Okay. So maybe part of the gathering, I think you're gathering with positive people, but there's also like, there might be some confrontation involved as well. Like you have to stand up to some people that have been a negative influence in your life. Yeah, this bird is turning, really facing on the eel. It's not backing down. So to me, it says that this could be a situation where you have to really stand your ground. Let's look. Oh, lily of the valley. And look, it's another cup. Cup. So yeah, you're really filling up your cup. You're rejuvenating your cup. And oh my God, a white lily. I don't know if that has significance to you, but it really resonates with this white bird, doesn't it? Yeah, this purity. You're purifying yourself. And not just that, but like you are purity. You are the pure one who is, and not to say like that to mean any strange connotations to it. I just mean that spiritually you are pure. You've never tried to hurt anyone or harm anyone. You've never tried to be that kind of negative person in people's life, but you know, that doesn't mean those people can't exist that want to harm, that want to do those. Sorry, I just get so annoyed at some people in life that just, you know, they see someone special and they want to destroy it or they want to hurt that person. I don't understand that. But yeah, anyway, let's not go there. I think it's actually really positive because you're doing your thing and standing up, and I think this was a lesson you needed to learn. Maybe you were trying to be too nice to everybody, and you needed to learn a lesson about standing up for yourself, expressing your boundaries. I'm just peeking at the upright version of Verbena, or interpretation. Verbena or Verbena, probably, because it's an E. I was probably saying that wrong. But it mentions time to make some new friends and widen your network. But don't be insincere about it. Just be yourself and your determination. So both interpretations up and down really apply to this situation, I think. And Lily of the Valley. Interesting. It talks about a bird here as well. It blooms at the time when the nightingales return from their yearly migration. It's interesting. Legend claims that this is because the lily fell in love with the nightingale's beautiful song. Aww. Maybe you've got some new beautiful relationships, even a new love coming in. That could be part of this. Oh. But with the lily too shy to confess its feelings, the nightingale is none the wiser and leaves each year for the warmer climate. Oh, so that's a little sad. Maybe that's what it's kind of pointing out. You know, you don't miss this opportunity for love that's coming in. And that doesn't have to be romantic love. That could be just community love and support and spiritual nourishment, emotional nourishment that is available to you, but you've got to put yourself out there. And maybe it's because you've been scared from these toxic relationships that, you know, that's caused you to actually be a little closed off. Don't let your reservations hold you back, or you might find that an opportunity is gone before you have the chance to take it. There's courage in being bold, and others will know what you want once you find the strength to say it. So speak up. If you like something, speak up about it. Or someone, speak up about it. Don't hold yourself back because a past hurts, because someone, wrapped their tail around you and put you into a toxic situation. Don't be afraid. And don't even, it's easy to listen to others as well. Even just listen to their bad experiences and think, oh, I don't want that to happen to me. But there's no reason that it should. Other people's bad experiences aren't necessarily going to be our experience. And it's very easy to fall into thinking that will happen for sure to us, but that's not necessarily the case. It's not the case at all. I feel like I want a butterfly card. See what kind of changes are coming in. Beautiful butterflies. Let's see, what are these? Let's just get some affirmation of what kind of change we got to make here. What kind of change do they have to make here to their situation? Support. Yeah, community support. But maybe also you need some counseling as well. That could be what that means. Because, sometimes we can be really traumatized. I don't want to go too dark here, but, some other people can traumatize us, and we can really be left in a fear state for a long time and think that is what's real, and that, I have to act this way to keep myself safe. But you also lock yourself out from joy. Look, the lily, you don't want the lily and the nightingale to never meet, right? Because that's so sad. Happiness is awaiting you. And if you seek support, then, you can find what you're looking for. You can find happiness. So, take the chance. And if you're scared that you're going to mess it up and lose the chance, then you definitely need to seek some support to help you through that. Let's get a moon card as well. What else what changes? Gotta formulate my question better. Let's see here. What can we do to help the situation along? What does the collective need to take action about? What do they gotta do? This 999 portal. Oh, there it is. Hold your vision. Yeah. So, yeah. No, for sure. You need to control your thoughts, because that's going to be the biggest barrier for you. Because if you get locked, remember I was saying, we can get wrapped up in other people's experiences and think that that'll be our experiences. There's so much cluttered information out there, like TikTok and YouTube and all these things that are carrying other people's stories, which are valid, but sometimes we can take on that energy to the point of thinking, well, if I do that, that'll happen to me, blah, blah, blah. But not necessarily at all. So just visualize what you want to happen, and it will happen. I promise you it will. If you stick to the vision, keep your vision in your head. Don't let these other energies come in and try to take it away from you. They're looking to make you fail so that you fall back into patterns, but you're not going to do that this time. You're going to stay true to yourself. I don't know what card I want. I think I want crystals. Let's get a crystal card here. Yeah. Let's look at crystals and see what they want to say. Can we get a crystal for support, maybe? Oh, came really fast. Oh, I got two here. I've never gotten these ones before. And they're such woody colors, woody, earthy colors. They're kind of really pretty. Okay. Petrified wood and bronzite. Yeah, I want this guy here. Interesting. I've never ever gotten these cards, not once in all the years I've had this deck. So that's why I love reading for others, because you get really interesting stuff that comes out. Let's see what Bronzite is. Loyalty, trust, steadfastness, self-respect, trusting that the conscious universe has your back. Yeah. Yeah, because support I also felt was something, like your spirit guides supporting you as well. Like they're not going to let bad things happen to you. But you have to take the chance. I mean, be discerning, of course, but because the way that they help you is through your thoughts and your feelings. Yeah, Ace of Cups. Feel. This is why you had to spend the time by yourself and learning what was in your heart, because then you can know better to trust your instincts. You'll know how to trust your instincts because being with toxic people can really screw up our instincts, right? Like they gaslight us, they do all kinds of messed up mind games with us, and it can really make you become someone who doesn't trust your own instincts. But that's not what's going to happen anymore, because you did all this work. You did the spiritual work. I'm just reading through the passage. See if there's anything I missed. Be judicious in extending your trust, knowing it is a gift from the conscious universe that must be honored. Respect others by being trustworthy yourself, speaking of them in ways that are honorable. Heal the past by owning your role in it, so that you can trust yourself again, having learned the lessons that will strengthen you. Yeah, so basically everything. I gotta learn to trust my instinctual interpretation, because it's usually not too far off. I guess I just like reading through the book sometimes, because it helps me be assured that I'm not misinterpreting. But yeah, I think so interesting. I really like this color. I do like browns. Nice earthy brown tones, like underrated for sure. Let's see what Petrified Wood says. Patience, timelessness, patience and trust in universal timing, going with the flow. Yeah, so that really fits. You need to go with the flow, because I think this is going to be there's going to be a moment for sure with this, a moment where you're going to meet someone and you're going to have to incorporate all these lessons that you've learned to really know that you can trust this person, for one, but also that you know that this is the moment that you are being led to, that it is okay, because we can become people that can run away from good things if we have been through it. I've been getting a lot of messages about patience, and this message just says the universe has its own ideas about when and how to bring your intentions to form, but we can be impatient, forgetting that time allows the universal consciousness to get all the wheels turning, so that what we wish to co-create can begin to manifest. So yeah, co-create. Maybe this is going to unlock your spiritual creativity, coming together with others. And so the universe is really planning this out for you in a way that it's going to change your whole life. But you got to be open to it, and you got to not turn away from it, but also not be impatient and think it's never going to happen. That candle's been really active, and oh. It seemed like it calmed down for a minute. There we go. Calmed it back down again. So, yeah. The crystal is a reminder to trust in the timing of the universe, right? So, yeah, and think about how long it takes for wood to petrify. It takes a long, 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 long time. And so we've really got to trust that it's all coming together at the right time, and not lose patience. Don't run into something toxic because you think you need to make something happen. And don't run yourself ragged either, trying to make something work. Trust the lessons you have learned about that through, having things go wrong, basically. And trust the universe is bringing it together for you. Don't get into that lack mentality. Don't get into that fear. Don't get into fear programs about loss and lack and loneliness. Be open to the divine order, because you can't control the timetable. Yeah, just put one foot. I'm just glancing at the book here. It says, focus on the process, putting one foot in front of the other as you work at your own growth and healing, and what you need will show up in perfect timing. I was sitting on my deck and I was looking at this caterpillar that was crawling up the wood, can't talk, the railing. And it was just making this slow, steady pace. And I just stared at it for a while, thinking, this caterpillar is just taking these slow, progressive steps. All the feet move at once and just take this very gradual way up the stairs, but it's making progress. It's climbing a mountain. I mean, it's a mountain to the caterpillar, but it's doing it one step at a time. Look, there's a mountain here too. So yeah, keep to your vision and keep working at it. Don't let impatience bring fear and stress to your life. Yeah. I think I'm gonna get an angel card, because this is a lot of work in a way. So let's get some reassurance. Let's get some reassurance from the angels. Can we get some loving guidance from angels for this reading? Nope, there it is. Is it two? Yeah, two came together. I wanted it to be one so I could fit it there, but you know what? It's got to be what it's got to be, right? Chakra clearing. Archangel Metatron. He's been really, really talkative lately. Call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. Yeah, so... I watch those videos sometimes where it's frequency music, but it's got a geometric shape you focus on. Maybe that could be helpful for you. But there's lots of ways to clear your chakras. You can use... You can actually talk to a practitioner that can do that for you. You could use crystals. Reiki is a good method. See a Reiki practitioner. We can use sage, but sound healing is what is coming up in my mind. So I feel like you could use sound healing right now. Maybe when you're getting really stressed out and you notice that you're falling into that stressful state of, this and this and this is going to happen to me, but it's all in your head. Just listen to some sound frequency music to calm down. Ooh, overcoming difficulties. Yeah, and that white feather. So reassuring. Archangel Jeremiah, the worst is now behind you. You're surrendering or surmounting any previous challenges. Yeah, so you went through challenges, but you're actually getting through it. And you did it really well. And so now you are going to make it through. You're going to be okay. You're not going to have any more difficulties, because Spirit is going to help you through it. And you don't have to be afraid. Can I fit these? Yeah, there we go. We'll just put them on the side. Yeah, you've overcome the... Actually, I kind of want to put them here with the lily. They just kind of match, don't they? Put them up there. Really love these little flower candles. Maybe that's cheesy, but I really like them. Yeah. Gotta not play around too much, or I'm gonna make it all messy. All right, so I guess all that's left. What do I want to do here? Do I need one more? Oh, right. I almost forgot. The Land Sky Oracle. I wonder if I'll get one card that'll fit things nicely together, or we'll see. Let's see here. Okay, so this is a very sweet deck. Just beautiful deck. Let's get some advice. I think that's it. It's a quick shuffle, but oh yeah. Ishvara Pranidhana. And again, if you're Indian and I'm really mispronouncing, I'm so sorry. I'm doing my best just with my own guesses. So dedication to Supreme. Yeah, so that goes right along with trusting. You gotta trust the universe. And do that by engaging spiritually. You know, if you feel insecure, pray. If you're feeling anxiety, just engage with your guides and ask for help with the problem. You know, I could hear some noises going on beforehand, and I just asked, you know, my guides to, you know, please get that noise out of here. And they answered immediately, and it was kind of funny. And it immediately stopped. So, you know, but you have to ask, right? And the same with even people too. You got to reach out. You got to say what you want. Yeah, say what you want. If you like someone, tell them so. But don't, again, be discerning, because, you know, toxic people like to come in there and they can sense when people need help, you know. It's kind of super evil, but, you know, they go for those that are vulnerable. So, but I think you already know that because you went through it. You already know. And I think you've been doing spiritual practices, and I think that's actually what's made things so much easier, right? You've gone through being the hangman. I've got a lot of air coming up. My gosh. I think you got to speak your truth, and you got to speak it to the right people. And that could be both the toxic people that, and, you know, say it with love too, because you don't want to attack people, right? Because whether they deserve it or not, that's not going to lead to anything good. Sometimes they're looking for that energy even. But, you know, I think of otters, I think of joy, because otters are so playful, right? Yeah. Have you ever seen that video of the otters where they're all playing around and they're chasing a butterfly? It's so sweet and cute. It's an old like internet video, but I think of that and just like, yeah, and it's a group of otters too, right? Not just a single otter. You've got to get some friends going, like some cheerful people to bring that spirit out of you, because you've locked up your heart so much from these experiences that you've forgotten how to have fun. And you need support too. You know, a group of friends or even just allies even can really help. And it's not just like social friends are good, but like, you know, people that get you, people that are spiritually aligned with you, you know? And he's praying too, right? So it's not just that indicates that to me, right? Yeah. Dedicate your life to the Supreme, which is the higher realms, you know? I think you're really integrating. You're integrating that past life with your newfound sense of self that is much more aligned spiritually. I think I want to end this with some cards. I hope they're positive. Oh, here we go. Ooh, 7. 7 of Swords. Yeah, remember what I said about you got to be careful about what you say, right? You've got to be careful about how you say it to certain people. Be strategic, right? Man, it's so funny. The little pinwheel thing is like, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the pinwheel here, there's pinwheels in the background going on here, but it's also in the, oh, I forget what you call it. but it's a geometric symbol here. Hopefully you can make that out. Yeah, I hope it's visible, but those really align strangely. Yeah, it's funny. So, you know, maybe there's something there, a message visually there for you. But overall, I think if you're aligned, you'll be able to know what to say. Because maybe you got to cut some ties here. Let's get another card as well. Oh, here we go. You know, it actually was reversed. So, like, I'll leave it upright, but to me, the reverse of the Hermit is you're going to come out of this hermit time. But, you know, the Hermit's carrying, you know, look at the wisdom he's carrying in that lamp. And because he went into the underworld. Look, he went by Cerberus. He's the guardian of the underworld. And so you've got such knowledge about you. Oh, and look, he's dressed in red, just like one of these people. He even looks like that guy right there. Maybe you're a bit older. Maybe you're an older gentleman that's been a little scared, a little closed up because you went through a bad relationship or something like that, or some bad experiences. But I think actually you're coming out of it, because him being in reverse tells me you're coming out of that time. Yeah, Hangman and the Hermit here. So you definitely went through some isolation, but a good isolation in the sense of it revitalized you. It gave you the knowledge, this really golden knowledge here. And this diamond lantern, yeah. Very important. Got a little serpent in an egg here. That symbol keeps coming up. Serpent in the egg. It's interesting. The cosmic egg. Maybe you're very spiritual. Well, I think we already said that, actually. You're very spiritually inclined, and I think you're really getting... Your life is not over. Your life is just beginning. That's what I'm feeling in this. Oh. We have one more card here. Oh, yep, that's it. It's usually I take this thing out, but maybe there's a message there. It's a message from Aleister Crowley about what the tarot card means, the tarot in general, what its function is. Maybe I'll just read it actually to you. Interesting. Look, you've got I just want to look at the symbolism though in that little symbol here. We've got, you know, a pyramid with the eye in it, the Egyptian eye, and then you got a bird. Could be like those doves there, or like this bird. You know, we were talking a lot about birds, and the cross with the wreath. The tarot is a pictorial representation of the forces of nature as conceived by the ancients according to conventional symbolism. At first sight, one would suppose this arrangement to be arbitrary, but it is not. It is necessitated by the structure of the universe, and in particular, the solar system as symbolized by the Holy Kabbalah. So maybe that means something significant to you. I think it's a really great description of how tarot works. You know, if you're into that kind of esoteric knowledge. Maybe you're part of a magic group. Maybe you're part of like Aleister Crowley was an interesting guy, but maybe you are really going to be in a spiritual group. I'm just going to set that off to the side there for now. Just looking at it again. Order Templi Orientis. Hopefully you're not doing any crazy rituals, but rituals under the moon. But I don't get a negative thing from this. I get really positive. So I think it's just that, you know, you're coming into being with a group that really gets you. Oh, I got the Emperor on the bottom. Yeah, you're becoming more of an emperor in your life. You are really stepping into your power. You're becoming who you're meant to be. And it's sort of like this wise. I don't know why I get the sense that you're a man, but interpret it as you will. If you're a guy or a girl, how it applies to you, but or whatever. You know, yeah. Do I need one more card? Okay. I'll just see. Oh, of course it's 2. Is that a 2? Okay. Oops. 2 cards here. Let's see what they... Oh my god. The Emperor came back out. So I guess I was supposed to grab the Emperor there. I'll just put it to the side here. Yeah, the Emperor. So you're turning into the Emperor. Yeah, you've been kind of like hidden and hiding yourself away. Look, but look, it's almost like you regained your youth in a way. Maybe because you left such a toxic situation that you're actually regaining your power, regaining your youth. And look, there's a little cross in that crown. And there was a little cross there. Interesting. Very interesting. And also, there's 2 birds on the shield here. I don't know why. I just feel like that's significant. They're facing each other. I do get and there's 2 rams here too. Rams is very Aries, which is associated with the Emperor, right? You got the symbol for Aries right there. This is a 4. 4s are very protective. I just feel like I really get the sense that this is such a positive change for you, like physically even, like you're revitalized, you're reborn. And look how like his red is kind of shaded down by all this darkness around him that he experienced. But then he gains this light, and then look, it's just all this red, all this gold. Yeah, you did good. That's all I want to say. Oh, and 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups can be very much a card of like nostalgia, fun, but also with like love. I see it as love and pleasure too. Maybe you're maybe you're meeting, if you're a girl, maybe you're meeting your Emperor. or bringing that energy out in you, but I see this as very such vital energy, such like fertile energy actually. And these cups, these are kind of strange interpretation of cups, but because they're kind of blooming cups in a way. They look like bells. If you've heard my previous readings, bells have been coming up a lot, but they match with this coloring. Yeah, I see this in both ways, as like you becoming the Emperor, and then you're encountering pleasure in your life, but not just like sexual pleasure. I think also like fun, having pleasure in your life. Yeah, you just have to walk into this. You have to walk into the opportunity and not be afraid, but be discerning. Sorry, I heard a helicopter. That's so strange. It's late at night for a helicopter to be going, huh? Strange. And it's really loud. I can almost feel it. Wow. I almost interpret that as like spirits like helicoptering you in somebody, or like something's coming in strongly, like, or maybe you're gonna take flight somewhere. Or maybe someone's been helicoptering around you. Maybe that's that toxic karmic energy trying to come in. But it's not going to work. They're going to fly over you. They're not going to get you. Because you're going to be strong and you're going to speak up and you're going to be in your Emperor power. Look how powerful he is. He's turned in. He's almost like turning his shoulders in, crouching his head down, trying to hide. He is just showing who he is. He's not afraid. He's standing in his power. Yeah. And don't stick to don't worry about gender so much when I talk. I'm just kind of going with the flow, but because I think it just applies to you and your situation. If you're reading this, if you're here at this reading, it's for you, regardless of that. So yeah, I think that's it for this reading. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really wish you the best of luck. I'm sorry it went so long, but yeah, I think this is a really positive reading for someone who's been through it. So I wish you all the best, and Spirit's wishing you all the best, because your time is now. Your time is coming in for fun and greatness and pleasure. Have some pleasure, have some fun. Enjoy the journey too, right? Yeah. Okay. Take care. Love you so much, and I wish you luck. Bye-bye.